Must
start
be like
recording.
absolute dong water.
Okay,
dude.
so just so you know, guys, we are live. I think we're just gonna preface this with everything that is said is our opinion, and it shouldn't be taken as
So take it or leave it.
anything like terribly legitimate. So
Be taken lightly.
yeah, I don't think.
Is a good word.
Yeah, we don't know a guy named Jamie to fact check us, so just take us with a grain of salt.
Yeah, if it is fact or like, oh, you go on Google and look it up, and we'll try to provide you some credibility behind it. But I guess, what do you guys want to start talking about?
About how I did Texas and the whole wedding situation. I find it really funny. I don't know why. It's pretty terrible. Some people like obviously have like newborns or whatever in their house, and there's no like, it's cold as shit.
Yeah, no,
But like the driving thing is kind of funny. That should go me.
It's actually hilarious, right? Because it's like here we get a shit ton of snow, like especially where I live, right? There's so much fucking snow every night basically, and no one bats an eye. Like I think, in the last 2 weeks I've seen like one accident, and like they ran into the gun store next to me, and that's about it. Yeah, I literally woke up one morning to like a loud noise, and then next thing you know, there's like cop cars and shit out front, and I was like, oh. And then there's like two cars like in the gun store, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. They just like slid off the road down there. It's kind of funny.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's kind of scuffed. Big scuffs.
But then in like Texas, everyone loses their mind, and then like it's so funny because it's like everyone wants to be like some sort of like next level fucking, like, I don't know, like insider or some shit. Like all these memes come up like, oh, Texas and the GOP Republicans and stuff like want like all in on this, like they caused the power outage because they're not like connected up to the national like power grid, but El Paso County is. Everyone has power there.
Control us all. Yes.
It's just so funny how like people try to tie it into like, oh, fuck the Republicans, and like the liberal like socialist way is the way, and stuff like that. Like, yeah, there's pros and cons to both, but I just think it's funny how immediately it gets twisted like that.
Yeah, there's always got to be such a polar opinion immediately after something happens. Nobody like sits and thinks and ponders something.
Yeah, it's just like what we were talking about oil. It's like,
yeah,
like everything is so hypocritical. Like there's like nothing that's like that. It's just like nothing can be taken for face value anymore. It's like if you tell someone the sky is blue, it's like they're gonna tell you that like,
dude, no, it's purple, bro. What are you talking about?
They're gonna tell you like Bernie Sanders is their god or something, and that obviously the sky is the color of money or some shit. Like,
I just feel like people just get mega tilted about so many things, dude. I don't know why though.
Yeah, it's just like my like thoughts lately about like all of this investment craze too. It's just like I don't know. I just can't imagine that like these people that claim to be these Robinhood traders or anything are actually like making a ton of money or like anything or anything special even. It's not like the stock market or like the crypto market or like any of these markets are like made to be a casino. It's not like you like just go in and you just like throw your money down on the blackjack table and then like wait for your cards to be drawn and see if you can double up real quick. To me, that just feels weird. Like I feel like it really is all about longevity in that kind of world.
Yeah, the way you explained the stock market to me was very like I was a second grader. You're like, it's basically like any store or mall you go to. If you're spending money at the store, then you're literally should be investing in the store because it's not going to go bankrupt, and therefore you aren't.
Yeah, you're not going to lose money. It's like, and I don't think that's my philosophy on like investing. I think that's my philosophy on diversifying, right? Because a lot of people ask right. How do I diversify my portfolio? Or how do I be like financially responsible by the books? Because most people, I think, either lack the intelligence or just lack the time to like go in and be like and look at all these different like businesses and look at their books and look at like their profit margins and look at what they're doing in week quarter. And then like following it up by looking at like what the big money in America is doing, like what they're investing in and everything. When in reality, you could just take a much simpler approach and just say like, you know, this is Nike. I wear Nike every day. I like their product a lot. I think it's really great. So I'm gonna invest in their company. I'm gonna own a little bit of Nike because you own a little bit of Nike on your shoe. So why can't you own a little bit of the company? Same with like, and then you like go and get some fast food, and you're like, okay, like I like McDonald's. So like, I'm owning a piece of McDonald's before I eat it, I guess, right? So like, I'm gonna go put a little bit of money and put a little bit of stake in McDonald's, right? So I think that's just like like a really basic way of diversifying, and I think any like basic economics teacher will tell you the same thing. Just like they'll tell you like, when you go off when you go off and get your first credit card, right? Like it's really important to like build, like a healthy credit score and things like that. And so like a lot of them will talk to you and be like, buy something nice, pay most of it off, but not all of it off. And then like get rid of your credit card somehow, like freeze it or like do something, with your credit card. So you're not tempted to just drive that limit up to the sky.
Yeah.
It's kind of that same theory involved there.
Yeah, and that's just like long-term investing, basically, right?
Yeah,
Build credit is just like
it's also a long term thing. I think people get fascinated in this whole like short term mindset. Like, oh, like someone made double their money at it. Like it's just like when you get all jealous because someone made a bunch of money at the casino or something. People are so in this like I need it now. Or I can get rich quick. But like really, that's not the reality of things. Short of like winning the lottery, like no one gets rich quick. I mean, even if you look at the best performing stocks in the last 10 years, which I'll pull up, something just to see the best 10 performing stocks in the last decade, just to see how much money you really could have made in 10 years, even like if you want to think about it. We're going to go to like marketwatch.com, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of sites on this, but
yeah.
Let's look. So like Netflix, if you held it through 2009 to 2019, you would have made 3,000%, 3,700%. So that's 37x. So every dollar you put in, you'd get $37 back, which if you think about it, is astounding. But for the large majority of people, I mean, if you want to think about it, like, in terms of like what they could feasibly sit down, they might only have $1,000 to sit down, for that long. So
it's like realistically, how much are people going to be putting into these accounts? Just explain this for people who don't, who have never heard about like this.
So like feasibly, if you had $1,000 right now, right, and you didn't have to use it for anything else, you didn't have to pay bills with it, you didn't have to do anything, and you just wanted to sit it in a savings account over 10 years. I don't know what the exact math is, but let's say you'd have $11,000 or $12,000. It's probably more than that, but let's just say it's $11,000 or $12,000. It probably is more than that. Or if you put it in the best returning stock of the decade, which is Netflix, and it probably isn't. It probably isn't now with all the craziness happening, and I'm sure that'll be adjusted for 2020. But obviously, like
and that $1,000 would be split, diversified, like we were just saying, between a lot of different things, so that that if this new company, i.e., Netflix, 10 years ago, was going to flop, you're right.
I'm just giving the spectrum of like, let's say like this whole get rich quick mindset, right? So
if you did have that $1,000 in there, then it would have been what, 30,000 or
$37,000, right? So like best case scenario, let's say you have $1,000 you can sit on for 10 years without touching it, and you just put it all in Netflix. The best possible case scenario, obviously, like I was saying, there might be some crazier things now because 2020, it's wild and shit, but you would only end up with 37,000 extra. You'd only end up with 36,000 extra dollars, in 10 years. So I just want to like put that out there so people can understand that this whole get rich quick thing isn't really a get rich quick, because like best case scenario in the stock market, you made $36,000 in 10 years off $1,000, which people might say would be incredible or life changing or something like that. But I mean, just in general, like a majority of people probably don't even have the ability to sit $1,000 down for 10 years.
Exactly. And like even also seeing it way before it reaches that peak would be tempting for most people.
Right.
Which is what you saw when this whole thing happened recently.
I feel like getting the really like absolutely rich mindset really quickly is like the wrong mindset to have. Rather than that, you should just have like shorts, like explosive growth, and then put it all into the long term rather than just have one massive growth.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me, because I mean,
I think
feel like that's
you
much
learn more
smarter.
things on the way rather than just having one, like you're just at the lucky place, right time kind of situation, you know?
yeah, and I think the thing is also too, is a lot of people go off and read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? And they just like think to themselves, and I would say for a large majority of people, they just think to themselves, wow, this book is life changing. I'm going to do all the things this book taught me, right? And I'm going to have a rich mindset. And then the next day they go to McDonald's, and the next day they buy a Starbucks, and then the next day they go to the store and see something they can't live without, and then it's like, oh, you that didn't change you at all. But what it does change is like their outlook on social media and shit, and then they'll just go on and trashing on everybody, like, oh, if you have a poor mindset, like you're always going to be poor, and if you're a rich mindset, like you're always going to be rich, and also that's just not really the case either, right? Like there's a lot of people that have a rich mindset, live well below their means and things like that, and shit happens, right? Like their car breaks down, their water furnace goes out, like, or like let's say they like make a mistake and then they're like plumbing boss or something in the case that they're like renting or something, and they just have unexpected expenses come up. And they could be going just as negative as the person going to the bars every night, living it up, doing drugs, whatever, every night,
Yeah.
and they might be in the same exact situation as them with the quote unquote rich mindset. So
I feel like more people try to like be like, it's not more so the mindset's more so like the physical, like the appearance they put out for other people. I feel like that's more of a thing rather than just actually like working on their finances the long term. They just want to like look the look, if that makes any sense.
yeah,
Like,
they,
they
they
buy
want
all
to
these like fancy things that are like kind of unnecessary in my opinion, and then like next thing you know, 20 years later, they're fucking broke because they put all their money to like stupid shit.
like I think there's a flip side of that too that John could probably talk to you about.
For
What?
sure, like there's some things you can definitely like pick up and hold on to, but
Like
Stuff?
the whole situation where like it's cheaper to buy $1,000 handbag than it is to own a bunch of $20 handbags, because you buy that $1,000
Oh,
handbag
yeah.
and you use it for 5 years, and when you go to sell it, it's worth 900 still, like quote unquote, like the sneakerhead
Yeah.
market and stuff like that. That's how it works. And but
for
when you
sure.
buy,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if you buy like something that's pretty expensive, you can take good care of it, and you can still resell it because it's in like
I think
really
the
good
quality is
condition.
a lot better too.
yeah, I
It's
agree.
like a lot. It's becoming more like common with like special drops and like people making like I don't know what they're called, but like only get them during like a certain hour, or like there's a limited supply of them being made
Yeah,
or
or
whatever.
limited edition.
Yeah,
And
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, that makes
collectible
sense. But
thing.
like
Yeah.
in general,
I
it's
think
just
the
better
fact,
just to get something that's like kind of middle of the ground. It's has all your needs. It's not like too insanely flashy. I mean, if it fits your price and it fits your like what you need, there's really no need to go any higher, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
Outside of that, it's just for like purely like quote unquote the flex or just like showing off to your friends, right?
I agree.
right.
I think that traditionally speaking, like that's correct. Like, you like if you're a poor mindset, like you don't buy like designer stuff, you don't buy extravagant stuff, you just kind of buy like what's necessary. I think that
I mean, I'm
now,
not saying like you have to buy like great value brand bullshit, dog. I'm
no,
just saying
I
like
know,
it's
Yeah.
like
yeah.
if it fits you, it's like it works for you. It's fine. There's no need to like impress anyone else. It's like there's no need for you to go that extra 10 miles of
And
terms of just buying the more higher end stuff. When in reality, it's like the thing, like it's very negligible in terms of like what you're gonna get out of it.
like
That makes
in my life, like I personally will go and buy like I don't buy anything really new. Like I buy pretty much everything pre-owned. and I get like a good deal on it, and then when I go to sell it, I usually either make a little bit of money or I don't lose anything off of it. Like just like I don't know, like just like everything I buy, like I buy like designer stuff, but I buy it used, pre-owned at decent prices, and and then when I'm done with it, or I don't like it anymore, I just list it online and I sell it for like pretty much. A lot of times I make money on like my bikes and stuff like that. I make money on, but
There's like something about me that I just don't like buying pre-owned clothes for some reason. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah, that's
I
no
don't
wrong
like
with
my
that, but
fucking ass cheek touching some other dude's ass cheek. In the pants I bought from like even though it's like really good pants for a really good price, it just irks me to the point where I can't do it.
I mean,
I don't know
you
why.
can get releases that have flopped from like designer brands that are below retail.
Oh really?
But
yeah, you
I mean,
can.
yeah, I copped a pair of Yeezys for $10 below retail.
Just damn.
like
And that's like when the hype kind of runs out, but like the designer quality is still there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like the soles on those are gonna last probably 10 years if I take care of them, whereas like a regular NMD or Ultra Boost, the foam is gonna deteriorate before that.
yeah, like the funny thing, Jack, is like my human races I have, right? My Pharrells,
Mm-hmm.
like those things. I bought them, I think, for like $250, and I think right now on StockX, like if I kept them like in perfect shape, which I
But
did.
yeah, if
like I
he those are worth like 500, I think, right now. Those are the Oreos.
Yeah, but I bought them for $250 off for Kid and Gleely, with all the authentication stuff, like the goat stuff and everything. So, I mean, even if I sold them now, like after wearing them for 2 years, like being them up, I could probably still get my money back out of them.
Yeah, I know the goat market's a little different, but you can definitely still get a lot of money out of that stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, goat's better than StockX and stuff. Like they have never been caught selling fakes, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, I know StockX had a little bit of controversy allowing fakes to slide through.
Yeah, and at that point, I'm like, well, how good are these fakes then?
I
If
think
they're like, just like kind of not, what would you call it? QC almost? Like where you just you don't get the best pair of shoes that was
quality
created.
control. Yeah.
Yeah, just like a little bit lower tier where it's just like a few things are just less tier, and then you're like, oh, these shoes are fake.
I
Or
think.
is it real? Well, I think that certainly like 1 out of 1,000,000.
Well,
They're selling so many shoes on these.
no, the reason why
that-
StockX has issues like that is it's just like like in Jack knows about this, how like PSA is like less quality than like BSG, right? Or Beckett Grading Company, or like what I mean?
Yeah,
Like how like Beckett will always be a tier higher than PSA.
like it's really weird in how that works. Like Beckett offers like better like grading services, but
Yeah.
like their services are like so good that it's like they grade quite harshly on it, and so that deters a lot of people from sending things in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the popularity of PSA goes up, but despite like their quality being lower, they're still like more revered compared to like BGS. But like BGS will stand at the top if you get like the top of the top like grade. If you get like the 10, like
The black label.
the 310 or the black label or like just a 10 in general, like it would fetch infinitely more than a PSA 10.
And that's the
But it's
difference.
just the threshold to get to that 10 is just so hard and so like ridiculous that
Right.
it deters so many people and kind of like shoots down like anything below a 10. Like it literally hurts your value if you don't like get a 10 on your submission.
Right, and that's the difference between GOAT and StockX. StockX is like PSA, and they have a lot of grados and a lot of different prices that you just kind of send the shoe off to, and they don't take exactly like the best scale into like making the perfect like evaluation or authentication. It's the same with like PSA. Like PSA just has a bunch of people in a lot of places, so they can get the most amount of cards graded. Well, it's like Beckett, it's all like in-house from my understanding. It's all like done in like special facilities, and they like really take a lot of pride in making sure that every card meets that Beckett standard.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
My environment is wet and muddy and probably filled with leeches. No way to predict the twists and turns ahead. That's why I went.
On the note of like grading cards, they're so backed up. Holy crap. Really
Do
not
you guys
good.
think that the different types of cards get graded differently, or is it all kind of similar? Like,
It
printing
honestly depends
styles,
on like the
quality?
company that like creates it, and also like the set, because like some sets have like really atrocious like factory errors and factory
Yeah,
problems. So like
quality of
how
print.
grading goes is like it's based off edges, corners, surface, and centering. So a lot of times like the edges and corners will be fine because you know it's brand new, straight off the what is it, like the print run and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the surface and centering is where the issue is. Like I remember like was it a recent set from Yu-Gi-Oh? Was it Rage of the Raw, I believe? The Ghost Raw?
Yeah.
Everything like you get the perfect centering, corners, edges, everything, but you cannot get a 10 on the surface because the factory lines on it, and that's a default of like the set being made that way. So I don't think any 10s exist of that in the world right now, despite how many have been submitted. Simply
And
just because of like the fact that Konami or whoever printed it messed up pretty bad on it.
it's the same thing with like coins, right? It's like it's the same thing with like cards. It's like when they're struck, like the machines are not always perfect. So it's just like it's like it's even like rare. Like even in a brand new card, it's like rare for it to be actually perfect, basically. Like
Yeah, for sure. It's like you can get like really good like surface corners. Like there's always something wrong with it. Whether most of the time it's like centering or it's surface, because like obviously like rubbing cards against each other, you're gonna get scratches, and obviously centering. Not every human's perfect, so the machine like them cutting it with the machine, even the machine is perfect, the human isn't. So you're always gonna have like some centering issues no matter what.
right, and that's why grading will always hold a premium too, because
Sure.
like there might be 10,000 copies of a super rare card, but there's gonna be like less than 1% of those is actually gonna be like a 10.
There's probably like a batch of 10 of them that are like actually worthy of being graded. Like, that's crazy. Like a lot of the prize cards actually do. They always like score a 9 from what I remember. They always get a consistent 9, but like 10s are pretty rare to come by from what I can recall.
Yeah.
I only seen, was it one? Cyberstein PSA 10 the last year.
And
All of them
it's
got a
crazy
9.5.
when it's like a reward and it's like something that's supposed to be really special that somehow they don't take better care on like the quality control. That always to me blows my mind.
Yeah, that's just like mind blowing. Like, especially like was it something like the ultra rares or the world's cards? You look at them like, man, this kind of scuffed, dude. For only like 20 of these things in the world, y'all could have done a little like better job to like make it look a little better, dude. Shit.
Yeah, it's just like what's that Pokemon card? The like really rare like one that they gave out at Worlds that's like for the birthday of like the CEO of Pokemon Company or whatever. Like I think like only one of those out of like the however many they gave out ended up being a 10 too. Like you think about for like especially like when you think about like that Japanese culture like which Yu-Gi-Oh and like Pokemon and stuff have that like for something that's like special and like a gift you'd think that they think quality control would be of like the utmost importance, just like in that like because it's like that Asian like mindset,
For sure, but also like in recent years, like the quote unquote misprint like culture and community has been like starting to sprout up quite a substantial amount. So like, granted, there are always people that chase like for the perfect card, but there's also people that chase for the imperfect cards. They look for like the really messed up centerings or like some weird factory error, which is quite interesting because like those errors are actually more rare than like the actual like cards themselves. Sometimes I hope.
It's so funny too because I honestly feel like those markets fall up because people can't afford like the real deal stuff.
I mean, some of it's like beyond ridiculous though. Some of it's like more expensive than the real deal. It's like
no, I know, but I'm
like,
just saying
it was
like
like a you can't follow the hype because all of those cards have been found. And
I mean, it's more so like
that they
it's just something so random and unique that like
yeah.
there's like the odds of having that same error on that card are like astronomical, if that makes any sense.
Pretty much impossible.
Depending on how rare it is. Like I remember a few months ago on one of those pages, there's a insanely shifted Red Eyes Black Skull Dragon that sold for 3.3k. Well, the regular one, just regular, you know, just the exact same copy, but like normal. They made it correctly in the factory. Like goes for like $20 or something.
Huh.
It was so like unique that no one has seen it ever. Like since the set's been out for the last decade, no one has seen something like that. It's just so out of this world that it's just fetched for that high of a premium.
You know what's funny though? I think I remember watching some sort of Magic podcast or something back in the day, where like one of the top like misprint collectors in Magic talked about how like he only got into collecting misprints because like back even when he was playing, like the Black Lotus was like so expensive that he was just like looking for a way to get a cheaper cheaper Black Lotus or something, and then it just so happened that enough people like got on the train of like appreciating these super rare and, you know, kind of obscure cards that like he ended up having a shit ton of money off it. But
yeah, some of them are like extremely obscure. Like I said, that thing like you played Yu-Gi-Oh before, bro. Like
I still play.
you know how like the normal foiling is supposed to like overlap the image, right?
Yeah.
The entire foiling was shifted downwards, right? So half of the Skull Dragon was shifted downwards, and then on the so it was like a sheet, right? And another foil of the card was on the top half of it. So I don't remember what it was, but it was basically I think Red Eyes Skull Dragon half foil, and the other top was another card's foil on it.
That's
So
funny.
it was pretty whack. I don't know what happened in that factory, but it was pretty wild.
Yeah, that is kind of wild.
Always just interests me how like how crazy some of these like misprints that come up are. Like, how do people just have this for like decades in their stuff and then just like, hey, randomly out of the blue, look at this really obscure card I found while moving my stuff to a new house.
Right. And honestly, I kind of have a feeling that like, you know, like it's just like I feel like just like the collectible market right now is just crazy too. Like I really have a hard time believing that it's gonna like keep up the pace it is. I don't think it's ever gonna be worth nothing, right? Like the collectible cards, I'm talking about like TCGs. But I have a really hard time believing that it's gonna be like worth the crazy numbers that we're like seeing like today, like for a long time. Like I don't know. That's my
it's
opinion.
really tough justifying like spending that much on like a piece of cardboard in a slab. That's the thing. Compared to like a lot like larger of a physical good, in a sense like a car, I guess.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there's some of them that are going to be worth a lot for a long time. Like it would have to be like considered a medium of art or something. Like it would have to be something like really special. Like maybe like the original Charizards will hold their value. I think that's a fair assumption to say. But like it's hard for me to say that like every single card game, like in Yu-Gi-Oh or something, to say like an LOB Blue Eyes or like whatever the iconic card is for that card game, that all of them are just gonna hold some sort of crazy high premium that's like in the like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like for me, it's just hard for me to believe that like those kinds of crazy premiums can continue.
For sure.
Like I don't know. Like Pokemon is like the one game I think I could really see it like staying there for a long time.
Everyone knows what Pikachu is, dude.
Yeah, well, it's like I feel like a lot of these other games like Magic and stuff. It's like I feel like they're just not growing at all anymore. Like I feel like Pokemon's still like actually growing and like getting new customer acquisition and stuff like that. Whereas like Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic the Gathering and stuff just don't seem to be doing nearly as good a job.
Well, for sure, I would definitely still like Pokemon's at the top in terms of growth right now at least. But before COVID, at least like tournaments in Yu-Gi-Oh were like still getting like record-breaking numbers for it. Like obviously not like the Guinness World Record like they'd had really in previous years, but like
Anaheim.
still. Yeah, no, it was Long Beach. I think it was 5K at Long Beach.
Oh yeah, I was Long Beach. You what? The tour guide Matt or whatever.
Yeah, that one. And then but yeah, before like COVID, at least like in terms of like just paying attention to the numbers, it was like every like event, it was growing by like a couple hundred in terms of attendance. That was just like registered players in the main tournament, so
Right.
it was looking pretty healthy before COVID, but I'm not entirely sure how it looks now. But it's very much dependent on like, yeah, as you said, growth and new customer acquisition, which is quite important. And it definitely like with how some of the like Magic and the Yu-Gi-Oh especially like trying to get into the game and like at a competitive level is quite a steep like investment you gotta put in compared to like Pokemon, in my opinion, where like they have like multiple versions of the card. You can have like the cheap version, like they all do the same thing, right? Except like in Pokemon, you can pretty much put in like a fraction of the price compared to like the other game.
Yeah, I think the thing about Magic is like Magic's kind of on the same basis as Pokemon. Like if you want to play the actual TCG like legitimately and not just collect the cards, it's pretty easy to learn how to play the game. Whereas I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not even necessarily like the barrier to entry and like financially as much as it is to like learn all the mechanics.
Some of the mechanics are pretty
and keep
crazy,
up with it on top of that.
It's one of the things that makes the game quite unique, in my opinion. There's just so much to learn to like keep track of.
Yeah, from a competitive standpoint, I don't think any game actually outtakes Yu-Gi-Oh in any way. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is by far the most like, you know, competitive game.
Yeah, it's just
in
the
way the
fact that
mechanics
like,
work,
you have to
but-
think about so many things on your turn and your opponent's turn. Like, do they have like interruptions for my plays? Do I have, if they interrupt me, do I have like interruptions for them? And do I have a follow up, etc., etc.? There's just so many cards in the pool that you have to like think around and play around now, which is like quite interesting and like quite interactive to play with, but can also be like quite flustering at the same time. Because you're like, wow, I dodged that, but I ran into that. That's quite annoying, kind of deal.
It was always interesting to me how like Magic players when we were playing competitively would always bitch about like interaction, like interactive gameplay, right? But like it was by far like the most like uninteract. It was like Yu-Gi-Oh is just so much more interactive, but they'd all talk shit about Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like if you wanted an interactive game, why don't you go play Yu-Gi-Oh? Because like the mechanics are built in.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's also like, to be fair, like every game has like some decks or some formats where it's like very uninteractive, and like definitely that seems like Konami at least has like tried to like combat that. At least like they've created a lot of things to make like things a lot more fair. Like a deck may have its broken plays, but like there's so many things to keep it in check where like you can either like not make the play and like potentially get like slap next turn, or you could make a minor play and take a dent to your follow-up kind of deal. So
I mean it more so
definitely.
from like the resource side of things, right? Because it's like Yu-Gi-Oh, you can just play cards. You don't have to have any like resources up or anything. So there's like way more like thought that goes into like what they could have or what it could be than like Magic. Like Magic, it's like, oh, like they're like posturing like their resources like this. Well, that means it's got to be one of like two things. Like, to me, that just feels like way less competitive on like a skill level kind of thing.
For sure.
To me, that just doesn't feel like, you know, like as special as like having like 1,000 pieces of cardboard that like all do unique things.
That all could like potentially like help you or like screw you over when you're making a play. Whatnot. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to like how like the growth of like Magic has been, but from what you told me, like when last we talked about it, it wasn't looking too hot.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, like I don't follow it as much as I used to because I'm not really like trying to be a good player anymore, or like trying to like go to the circuit or like go to all the GPs or like do like and play like 3 games at once, like play Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and fucking Magic all at the same time. But from my understanding, like, and from what I see like around the market and stuff, is it seems like a lot of people are trying to get out. They're trying to sell their cards as fast as they can. Like, I think outside of the resolved list, it doesn't seem like there's much going on with Magic, really. I think, like, Modern as a format has gotten a lot of people. I don't know. I think, like, from a gameplay standpoint, it seems like they're just not doing as good. I think that there's, like, a lot of confusion created right now by, like, Wizards and, like, how they're trying to, like, change up events. I don't think that they're doing, like, things that are, like, necessarily great for the game. I don't know. And I think I'm not the only one with like that opinion, obviously.
Oh man, the new set for Pokemon dropped and it's quite crazy. I was looking at it this morning. I was like, what? People pay over retail? What was this,
dude? Have you seen how much Generations is right now? It's so crazy.
No, dude, like the new set Shining Fates dropped, and like apparently some people were like really like hardcore trying to chase it. I'm like, y'all paying over retail? That's kind of crazy, man.
Dude, Pokemon is wild right now. Like, even in like my Walmart out here on a ski resort town, which, you know, like I think the last thing people think about when they're on vacation is like, let's buy a Pokemon card. But like even here, like they get taken off the shelves, you know, in a day.
Follow the
in
compass
Walmart.
in their heart.
Damn, really?
Yeah, really. Like even in the hunting towns, like nearby us and stuff like that, like you know, well, it's like the only people that live there, like redneck hunters and stuff, like they're gone.
Damn, fuck, dude.
I mean,
That's
it's because that mindset, like that get rich quick mindset. Like I think everybody knows about Pokemon now, so like everybody's going to their local Walmart, seeing that they can sell a pack like way more than it costs on eBay, and they just buy up all the Champions Path or whatever and fucking
Procure.
sell it for $7 a pack on eBay when they paid $4 or whatever.
damn,
Profit.
really.
That's the American dream right there.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it too is like these people in these towns that like obviously gave no thought to Pokemon before this craze, like they actually are like invested enough to like know what sets are good and what sets are bad. Because it's like I see the assets still in that wall like all day long, all the good sets like Champions Path and like in like Generations and shit, all the stuff with that in it, gone, like instantly gone. It's just funny.
Damn.
It's like it's gotten past the point where it's just like, you know, like the subculture of like, you know, these card players or these card game players. It's like gone to the point of
Yeah.
like everybody, you know, is going to Walmart like trying to make a quick buck or whatever.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, with this flag.
To me, that's quite crazy. I mean, because like growing up as a kid and stuff, I never remember a time, I don't think, where like I couldn't find a Pokemon pack at like Target or Walmart, you know, like or like just any type of card, you know. Like it's even like spreading to Yu-Gi-Oh too, Jack. Like even Yu-Gi-Oh is like getting taken off the shelves. And...
Yeah, but like, I don't know. For some of the things that they're taking off, it's like a bit confusing. For most of that stuff, it's like it's meant to degrade in value rather than increase in value.
Yeah, but I think it's just because people are like some people just don't do the research, right? Like some people just aren't like are not educated, so they just see like cards are expensive, so it's like I'll buy anything and everything to do with cards. Like have you seen how much fucking like McDonald's packs are like cost now? Like since they released that Twitter post about how they're gonna start limiting.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's kind of wild though. Some people be straight up savages at McDonald's. Holy fuck, dude.
Is that right now?
It's like
Yeah.
roll up, yeah, yo. I heard y'all got them Pokemon cards. How much for the case? No,
Like you
not
can.
five. I want the whole damn box. I was telling you about this. Like people.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. No, I know.
Facebook, like, got a case of 200 of these bad boys. How much y'all offering?
Dude, what's crazy though is like, from my understanding, you can buy like 3 kids meals for the price of one of those packs. Like you could buy your kid like 3 fucking Happy Meals, and like come out in profit still by selling your Pokemon pack out
Hell
of
yeah,
one.
children stonks, dude, bruh. Oh my god, dude.
Wow.
Dude, like even like Grand Slam, you know, the local card shop here in town. Like they'll physically having adults like with kids like coming in and using their kid to like pick the best cards out of their like dollar box, because they try to like have like the entry level Pokemon box and have them pick out the good cards for profit.
Oh my god, toxic.
Like, could you imagine like training your kid to be like, okay, you're looking for this Charizard card, and if you see one of those, you're gonna pick it out and you're gonna buy it with your $1 allowance that I gave you.
No, you're getting that one, dude. Bro, that's so toxic, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, because like my girlfriend and I are collecting Pokemon cards, right? And like Jason's fucking minion wouldn't let her look through the box of like singles because he said that too many people will try to take the kids' cards.
I mean, dude, it'd be like that, you know, a dollar's a dollar, you know? Shit.
I was just mad because it's like, dude, you know, like Sean's girlfriend, bro. Like, how long have I been your fucking most loyal fucking customer player, bro? Like,
He knows that you know what's up, dude. You can't hide that shit, dude.
No, it was his minion, dude. It was like one of his employees, dude. It was like one of his random employees at the Kiwi store. Like, 'cause I guess Kevin's like sick.
Oh shit, what the fuck? It didn't work still though.
Yes.
No the goo though. So it's
The
just
goo.
kind of back.
to me, it was just kind of interesting that it's like such a big deal that like, like people like me
Papers
can't just like
doing
go in.
that.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, I wasn't even with her though, so like, to just like a younger looking girl, it's like you're even gonna tell her no, even though she's like, I don't know, just kind of.
Kind of mind blowing, huh?
To me, it feels kind of long, and in some ways, like how serious people are taking it. But at the same time, like I get it, but at the same time, it's like I just don't. At the same time too.
That's fair.
Like, and I think it's funny because it's like customer acquisition on a small scale, like how small businesses like lose profit by like getting kids into whatever their product is. It's kind of fun.
For sure.
But it's being like used and abused against them because Pokemon is so fucking hot. I don't know.
Dude, Pokemon's like beyond fucking hot, dude. It's sizzling, hot ass on the
Since
grill.
Pokemon
Yeah.
Go, like that
Damn.
kind of revamped them.
Dude, the crazy thing is, I think Pokemon Go is actually like bigger than ever now too with the Pokemon craze too. I don't know if you noticed, Jack, but like I've seen some accounts on eBay for big money. Like my account right now on eBay, dude, it'd be worth a shit ton of money.
Dude, I wonder how much my account's good for, Doc.
I think it's like I saw like my account, like a similar account for $600 the other day on fucking eBay.
Damn, son.
Like obviously that's wrong to buy and sell accounts, but it's just ironic that it's not. Yeah, it does, but it's just ironic that like it's that much.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm a god. I'm a god.
I'm definitely like, man, can't wait for like
Yeah.
tomorrow already to do like Mewtwo raids.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's just coming out tomorrow. Jano, here, you start us up with the topic because you haven't talked much.
I've just been listening, bro. I like this avenue though. We went from collectibles to card games.
I mean, because in reality, I mean, a lot of people are looking at it just like the stocks and stuff you're talking about before. I mean, whether or not that's foolish or not, I mean, personally, I think
I
like,
think that's definitely more gambling than anything, but you get the satisfaction of playing card game.
I think,
I've never been much of a card game player, but I can get behind the like collectability of it and like the like satisfaction of like collecting your decks.
right, I think the interesting thing about that though, right, is it's like a great avenue for people that like know a lot about cards. Like I think it's like great for the
Yeah.
people that have spent a lot of time of their life like playing card games, or like what other people thought was foolish and a waste of time now is like being vilified by society. But at the same time,
Yeah.
I think it's really dangerous too. I think that it's one of those things where I don't know. I would just say that there's a lot of misinformation out there from like playing cards and like being at a very high competitive level, like traveling across the world to play cards and everything. Like I
Right.
think that
A lot of background on this.
I think that a lot of the people that are involved right now are going to be really sad in a couple of years. And I think that there's a lot of players right now that own the cards and stuff that are cashing out, that are making really good decisions by cashing out right now.
I'm going to ask to buy a mouse.
But I think for people like Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, like you just enjoy the game so much that like the money and the value part of it doesn't really
And
matter.
the money's not that big of a deal to me, man. Like, it's a bit of an arrogant thing to say, but it's like,
Yeah.
I
Well, no,
enjoy
I-
collecting it
I-
rather than like, I'm not here to like scalp, get money out of them. I'm just here to like collect
Yeah,
things
yeah.
I like, look at it, and like some of the memories I have, like getting them, like traveling places, meeting new people, all that stuff's quite enjoyable to me, man. Like,
Yeah,
Can't really put
I don't
a
think
price
that's
on
I don't think that's arrogant of you to say at all. I think that's like the like actual reality. Of like what it was always meant to be. That's like all card games were ever supposed to be. Is they're supposed to be like for the enjoyment because you like the game. I don't think it was ever supposed to be this craze that's like better than the stock market or whatever the fuck it is nowadays. I really don't think that's ever what it was meant to be. You know?
oh yeah, for sure.
I think like your mindset is like the only correct mindset I've heard in a really long time about card games. At least
I
this
still,
year.
I mean, like I said, dude, some people are just there for the money. I get it. That's how it be. But like, don't say you're a collector. You're just there to like ship shit and like move shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean honestly like
Hope nobody saw that.
I would
I
say a
mean, yeah,
lot of
like
these.
you have to move some things if you want to get like some like cooler things for sure. You have to compromise. You know, some
Right.
people might want
I
fair
would.
compensation for something just as rare. You know.
I would say like the closet vendors are great. Like it's great that people have like a side hustle and are trying to like be entrepreneurs and stuff in their like
I totally
you know, like bedrooms and stuff. But like for me, I always look at it and I'm like, you have so much like, you put so much time and ambition into like this that like if you did it in some other avenue, you'd just be doing so much better than
Oh
what
yeah,
you
for sure.
like.
But also, I feel like some people just like it's kind of lumped together as a hobby and as like they're trying to make the hobby pay for itself kind of deal as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think that like nowadays, like it was definitely more like that when we were playing. It was definitely like a hobby lumped into like a small business or like a side hustle or whatever you want to say it was. But like I feel like a lot of the people that are doing it now, like
I feel like the culture is kind of like dissolved from like the playing tournaments and playing the games to just like
to making money. Yeah, and I think those are the people that are like kind of sad.
I mean, they're making it a lot easier with like how things have like changed from how it is nowadays, at least. Like TCG player accounts, like eBay accounts, etc. Like
Yep.
back when we played, that wasn't that like too popular of a thing to have, you know?
No.
Like shit, TCG? What? Never heard of that shit.
Like, and if you did go on TCG, it's just because you're like looking for a better deal than eBay.
Basically, we're trying to like save extra 50 cents to a dollar, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. You know what's crazy though?
What's up?
The collectability of Barbies too.
Really?
Yeah, because like there's like the sealed in box, and then like there's also just like the old vintage ones that are just collectible because they're the like first generation ones, like from the 60s and
Oh yeah, same as the GI Joe figures did.
yeah, same as those.
Have
Yeah,
like have they
they look
been?
so funky too.
But yeah, like new in box from like 1989 can be worth like $100, $200. But like a opened box, like just a naked Barbie doll from 1969 is worth $600, $700.
Really?
Just because they're the original.
And have those like gone up in price too with this craze, or is that just like?
I'm not sure about going up or not, but like my dad and stepmom have always been into like Barbies and stuff, like, but they recently bought like this woman's whole collection that has like 2,000 Barbie dolls and
Right.
2,000 Hot Wheels as well. So if you know
Oh yeah,
anything
Hot
about
Wheels
Hot,
are pretty crazy
Yeah,
too.
Hot Wheels are
if
pretty
you know anything
crazy.
about Hot Wheels, I could probably start my own eBay store and make some bank.
Off just the Hot Wheels, huh?
Yeah, because they don't really want to deal with the Hot Wheels, and I know you and Hannah are like, especially is like addicted to that shit. So I know that's pretty popular.
I mean, I know enough. Let me put it that way. I know enough about them.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like my dad knows enough now that he's just like, he made like 10K in a month with the Barbies.
Nice, nice.
So just like in general, like that stuff's pretty easy to do on eBay, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm trying to sell my fucking used PC on eBay, and that shit's like, I don't know. Like I get so many views but no buys. It's crazy.
Huh.
I don't know. I feel like eBay is like really great for some things and really not so
Yeah,
great for
I
others.
mean, I got a really good deal on the headphones I bought on eBay, so, and I was pretty happy with the deal, so.
Yeah, there you go.
I think people like list stuff that they know what they're getting into, so they know they're not gonna get
Get screwed.
screwed or like just like faulty product.
Yeah. Like I think eBay is great, like collector for sure, and it's like been great to watch it grow from like when I first started getting into it and selling stuff on it to now. But
Yeah, I think it's probably the better place to buy shoes, honestly. For
the problem with it is it's just hard to know if they're
generic shoes.
yeah, generic
For
shoes,
sure.
not expensive shoes. I
Not
think
super expensive, but like maybe a V2.
yeah,
through 50 v2 like that you could get for really cheap.
What? Why did you enter my box?
I think the thing is with eBay too. The only issue with eBay is that like they charge a lot of fees.
Yeah, especially for sellers, but that's when you got to start just hustling.
Yeah, I think that's the really big downside to it. Actually, is how much they charge in fees.
Yeah.
Don't the fees go down as you like sell more though?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not
It's
really.
like
Not
kind
really
of
anymore.
cracked.
It's definitely. It definitely doesn't even seem like it's that way anymore, though. Honestly, it seems like it's always 10%. It feels like nowadays, no matter like what rank sell you are, who you are.
Well, my dad's trying to get to that maximum rank.
Yeah, I think it gets a little bit cheaper, but like the thing is, you still have the 3% PayPal and everything else, and by the time it's all said and done, it's
Yeah.
it's still a lot.
Pretty wild.
That's just how it is.
I mean, the thing is, I think that there's other online marketplaces that are a lot better to sell it on, but they just don't have the user
You don't
base
get
yet.
enough traction in it.
Yeah, but I think that someday they will. I think, like once people get sick and tired of dealing with eBay. Also, the thing about eBay is it's like support is so shit now compared to like what it used to be. I remember when eBay support was actually halfway decent. Nowadays, it's just like absolutely dog shit. Like, you have a problem, like, yeah, you're better off not even complaining to them.
Yeah, that's like a StockX problem too with their growth.
Like, I don't know. Like, the thing is, like, for me, I always thought it was nice how like some websites they'd always have like American like people that like lived in America on the support center. Like, if you call like like Comcast, like your internet company, or your phone company or something, like, you know, like even places that used to outsource. Like, I feel like internet providers and stuff definitely used to outsource like their call centers and stuff, but now they don't because they realize how bad it is sending it to India. Like PayPal, eBay, they don't give a fuck. They're like all about sending that to India. Like, and I always get some Indian bitch that can't understand me and I can't understand her, and I'm just like, this is like the like most dog shit thing I've ever dealt with in my life.
Big roughs.
Just saying. I don't know. That's just my opinion on it, but I feel like a lot of people feel my frustration right there.
Right.
Nice.
But I don't know. I think that I don't know. Like, I think but like I said, like the pros right now to using eBay is just so far superior to not that you like have to use eBay though. So
It's literally like just the numbers they pull in. It's not any other features.
yeah, just because if you want to sell, like as a seller at least, especially as a buyer, like as a seller it's perfect because it's the only place you can really get the number of people you need to reach, and as a buyer, I mean, it's just so big that like I don't know. Yeah, it's just that good. So
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
all right, let's throw up like one more thing that we're gonna go off on, and then let's call this podcast a wrap.
How about like the video games thing you were talking about?
How about like the cheater issues with video games, like the cheater culture?
Yeah, I mean,
On the rise.
I think it's gotten a lot worse in COVID time because so many people have time to play, and I don't know, like, you know, even like, it's like I don't know, like I think certain games are worse, right? Like, but it's like I don't know, man. I really don't know a ton about the cheating stuff outside of like Escape from Tarkov. I think it's funny that people like that play Tarkov try to like downplay it as like not a big issue or whatever. Like cheating's not a big problem with that game or whatever. But like I've been part of cheating servers on that game, right? And I mean, I think every single cheating server has about 2,000 or 3,000 customers, and I think that game only has like 200,000 or 300,000 active users every day. And if you think about it, if you see like the 2,000 people actively cheating on those sites and stuff, like that means that over 1% of the player base is just actively cheating. And in a game like that, I mean, that means you're talking about like 1 in 5 or 1 in 10 raids you're running into fucking somebody with hacks at a minimum. Like maybe you don't get killed by them because they don't run to you, but like just in general, like those numbers are insane.
I just wanted to bring that up because like the main game I play, Destiny, has a pretty big cheater problem.
And I mean, I think like I said, it's because COVID, like there's motivation behind it. Because if you think about it, like as a hack dev, like right, like that means you could be like have like a real job as like a coder making like really good money somewhere. So like there's got to be some sort of like motivation to forego making $60,000-$70,000 a year to spending your time dedicated to making cheats, you know, like. And I guess with COVID and all the people at home, you know, playing video games, maybe walking and playing video games even, right? Like that now there's that extra motivation, you know, there's enough people buying cheats to make it worth some coder's time to go code a cheat for 5 or 6 different games and make $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000, you know?
Yeah.
Because cheats aren't cheap, dude. Like, I mean, you can easily spend $140, $150 a week on a cheat.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is in like games like Escape from Tarkov and in games with some sort of gain, these people that cheat are also selling like in-game currency or in-game items or they're
Like doing some sort of carry service as well.
yeah, and they're like making the money to pay for the cheat, and then eventually the cycle ends and the customer that's getting carried gets tired of like paying somebody to carry him that's hacking, and they're like, it's cheaper for me just to buy the hack. Why don't I just do it? And then it just continues until eventually there's no customers left to buy carries anymore. But the thing is, but like hacking is so addicting. Like even when I was hacking in video games, like it was so addicting. It's so much more enjoyable to play the game with a hack than like without a hack. Like it was hard for me to play the game. It's like almost impossible for me to play like Tarkov or like another like or like any game where I was hacking like legit. I can't do it
I
anymore.
felt with Minecraft because when that game was new, I was about 13, and then the hacks came around with like aimbots and shit, and I was like, that's dope. And then it got me into other games like TF2.
Yeah, and I mean in the hacking community, like is I feel like just like the drug community, like it's addiction based. Like you gotta have it,
It's
and
the same thing with collecting hats or items in any game.
and it just grows and it grows and it grows, and I think the market just gets bigger and bigger, and I think until you see like the people that actually like the majority of people that play video games, I feel like are in the service industry. You know, they're probably not highly educated. They probably don't have good career jobs and things like that. Until you see them all go back to work and not have time, you know, which I'm seeing a little bit of because I see quite a few PCs up for sale right now because everyone's like, oh, I'm going back to work. I can't play anymore. So I see that in a lot of posts right now.
Yeah.
I think until that changes, I think the hacking market's just going to be up and away. And I think game devs, like I'm saying, like these hackers, these people that are hacking their game, they have one focus, and it's to make a hack work. You know, these companies that are making the game have so many more things to focus
Also,
on.
like you start noticing that like companies are starting to take like legal action against like these developers.
Yeah, it's because it's the least effort approach, right? Like,
Yeah, like least amount of effort. You don't have to develop like a detection
Hire
like
him.
yeah, like
service or
like
I just have to tell them knock it off or I come for your wallet, dude.
like an anti-cheat stuff is so difficult to do. Like, and the other thing is it's just like in cybersecurity, like number one, there's not many people in cybersecurity, and so like when you're trying to pull these people away from these mega corporations that need the few, you know, like TIAA certified security plus people and stuff to protect their networks and to protect their information, to go to a video game developer and like, you know, make them an anti-cheat, and then on top of that, like I feel like detecting cheaters is so much like manpower and it's so redundant. It's just got to be awful, like to sit there and just like scroll through accounts and be like, this guy's cheating, let's ban him. This guy's cheating, let's ban it. It'd just be like the worst job ever. Like just all day just watching clips of like Cheetos and trying to just decide if they are not a Cheeto.
And the manual fucking detection, yeah, that's like impossible, dude.
Well, because that's the thing is like your anti cheat can only be implemented as you patch the game, right? So you're only going to be able to do that like once every week or two, and then all the rest has got to be manual. So these people that are developing the anti cheat, they're going to be forced to sit there and manual ban people all day.
Yeah.
And like to me, that just doesn't sound that appealing. Like especially in like cybersecurity, where I feel like a lot of them can multitask, do other things they want to do. Like I feel like that's kind of like, just like the IT field in general. Like, if you're good at your job, like it might seem like it's a lot of work, but you do have a lot of downtime too. Even when you are working, that like you can do other things that you enjoy to do, especially if you work remote. And that to me feels like it's a job where you have to sit there 24/7 all day and just scroll through shit. Quest ban or no, not ban. And I feel like that's detracts from the game too, because I feel like there's a certain point where you just start clicking ban, so that you can get your list done and you can go do something else.
Sure, and then you'll get some angry complaints about banning legit players. So
Yeah, I mean, and that's gonna become more and more of a thing if it keeps getting like this, because I really feel like that's the thing. Or like, let's say like you are like doing like working cybersecurity, and you're making an anti cheat, and you have to get like your anti cheat done for the next patch, and then you also have to review 1,000 profiles. Your work is gonna actually stack up to the point where you just gotta press yes, and just ban everybody as fast as you can. Oh no, and then just like work on your actual project.
Yeah.
Like just the label overhead there is just fucking crazy. Like if I was in that world, that would be like before there was like phishing email software out there like DMARC and stuff that like made sure that like most of the emails that were scams got blocked from like corporate emails and stuff. Like that would be like the guy back in the day that had to sit there and like look through every email and be like, yep, nope, yep, nope, yep, nope. That'd just be the worst thing ever.
Being like
such monogamous work.
Or like working for a corporation that doesn't have the money to like pay for like a DNS software like Elbot or something, or Arctic Wolf, and you just had to sit there and like be like, this isn't a threat, this is a threat, this isn't a threat, like just all day long, 2,000 or 3,000 people. Like that just be the worst thing ever.
Oof.
But I mean, I think that's gonna be the end of our podcast for today. I don't know if you guys want to get on and do another one tomorrow. We can, another hour-long podcast, and just upload like one a day.
Yeah.
It's been an hour?
Yeah, it's been an hour and 3 minutes.
God
Hours
damn. Jesus.
Time
Time flies when you're dying fast. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I think time flies when you're just playing games, talking to your friends. All right, so I think we'll just try to do this tomorrow about the same time and get this one up. Sounds good?
Yep.
All right.